Welcome to this week's video for English 2010. The focus of this week is to help us think about the final major paper for our course, which is the research report. Let's just go back for a moment and think about that first week in the course where we introduced our course outcomes. We said that the university has established three main goals for the 2010 course, which is to help us improve our written communication skills, to help us improve our information literacy skills, and to help us improve our critical thinking skills. Our written communication skills come primarily through the process of writing more and writing in a way that meets the needs and expectations of our audience. Our information literacy goals come through taking information from other sources, whether it be videos or whether it be articles that we read, and analyzing that information and finding out what's relevant, what's useful, what's correct, and using that information to build our arguments and our explanations. And our critical thinking skills comes in when we are looking to use that information in ways to help build our arguments and in ways that will help our readers understand the information that we're presenting. So in our course, here's the assignments that we determined that would help us meet those goals. And those assignments involved spoken or written responses, either on Flipgrid or a discussion board. We had our vocabulary logs for the first half of the semester that were helping you to improve your understanding of English academic vocabulary. And then we had our three major papers. So we finished our personal essay, which was more of a narrative piece. Then we did our argumentative essay, and now we're going to go into something that is a research report that is used often in science and social science fields. And this isn't a science or social science class, so we're not going to go too in depth in the research part of it. We're going to focus more on the writing part, but we're going to learn a different way to organize information that is very different from the way essays are organized. Now, also as part of our course, we have our weekly quizzes that help us reflect on the important principles of good writing. And we will have also do this week your first metacognitive reflection, where you think about our experience in the first half of the semester and you provide me with good feedback on how we can make sure that the second half of the course is also meeting your needs. But let's talk about this research report and the process that we're going to use. Again, because this isn't a science course, the content of and the process for our research report won't follow closely the way it might in a social science or scientific research course, but we're still going to learn the basic structure and the basic process. And this starts with forming the question. What is it that we're interested in, or what is it that we want to know related to our course topic? Then we will review secondary sources. Secondary sources refer to information that has already been published, where someone has collected information or ideas and they've presented them in a form. And we can read that information or listen to it if it's a video, and we can collect that information into a research matrix like we have already done. Research also involves often collecting information from primary sources. So primary research sources are sources of people or other things in our environment where we can collect data or information from them. So for example, if I were a scientist studying chemistry, my primary sources might be an experiment that I did where I looked at the impact of different chemicals on different substances. But if we're doing research in the field of psychology, my primary sources might be maybe the people that I interview or that I give a task and I observe how they perform that task. Other kinds of primary research involve interviews with people or giving surveys. And these are often people that we think will have some interesting or expert information that relates to our question and will help us answer our question. Once we've collected that secondary information and the primary information, then we can compile it together into a research report and let our audience know what was our question, what information did we already learn about our question, what additional information did we collect to help us answer our question, and what answer we have come up with as a result of conducting our research. So for this week, to help you plan your research report, you will create a proposal. And there'll be a document that you can access through Canvas that will ask you for your name and the date, and then it asks you for a question. And you can experiment and brainstorm with some questions on the discussion board this week, get ideas from your classmates, but brainstorm a few different ideas on the discussion board. And then after you've reflected on those ideas, choose the question or the idea that you're most interested in and enter that as your question on your research proposal form. Then you need to think about your audience and the purpose. Why are you conducting this research? Why do you want to know the answer to this question? And who else would want to know the answer to this question? And why would they use this answer? How would it help them? That's what you write in the audience and purpose box. What kind of people are interested in this question? And why do they need the answer to this question? Or how will it help them? Then the last two parts of the research proposal form ask you to brainstorm possible secondary information sources. So this could be any books, websites, videos, TED Talks, documentaries that you've seen or that you know about that might help you learn about the answer to your question. You could also brainstorm some possible primary information sources. So these could be people who know things about what you're studying, or other ways that you could collect information and data to help you answer your question. That's not something that's already been published by someone else. So the goal here with this proposal form is to help you start making a plan, not only for what you'll write, but a plan for how you'll collect information that will help you write. So here's some questions to be thinking about as you head towards the discussion board this week and you prepare for your proposal. These questions may help you generate a topic for your research report. What are some questions that you have about language? Things that you want an answer to, that you've been wondering about? Or what are some problems do you see in your community related to language? Some maybe conflict or confusion that happens in your community because of something related to language. Or you could think about what are some new technologies or ideas that you've heard about or read about that really interest you and that you want to know more about in relation to language. All of these are potential ways to create a question that you could answer through your research. I look forward to seeing what interests you.